video, I just want to give you a few examples and ideas of how to act and how to have a great attitude in different situations that you'll find yourself as a soccer player. So how do you act when you're training by yourself? Well, first of all, show up with a plan to get better. Don't just show up and wing it. Know what you want to do before you get to the training session, and when you get there, focus on getting things done. Push yourself when no one else is watching. You may work hard when your teammates are there, your coach is watching, but how hard do you actually push yourself when you're the only one there? When you're training, don't stop when you're tired. If you said you were going to do 10 sprints, you do 10 sprints, even if you're moving slower. Don't stop until you do what you said you were going to do. And keep doing it until you get it right. If you're practicing your shooting and you can't hit it into the top corner, keep shooting until you figure it out, or at least you see an improvement in the skill. In the gym, same principles apply. You're going in with a plan and you're there to put in work. There's no cell phones, no texting, no social media, no small talk with other people, no time wasting. You're there to take care of business. So you have your plan, you're sticking to your plan, and you're working through your plan. You're doing what you said you were going to do. And when you're in the gym, it's so important that you're always striving to do more. You're trying to do more than you did last time. So if you lifted 50 pounds on the bench press last time, this time you're going to try to do 60. You're always pushing yourself and challenging yourself to grow. Do what you said you were going to do. If you said you were going to do 3 sets, but you started getting tired and it started getting difficult after 2, don't tell yourself, okay, that's good enough. Say, I said I was going to do 3 sets, so you know what? I'm going to do 3 sets even if it kills me. Push through your weakness. So when you're exercising in the gym, let's say you're lifting weights, you're doing some squats, and you feel that repetition getting really difficult, and that voice pops into your head and says, you're about to crumble, you're going to collapse under this bar, you're too weak to lift this. That's that point where you have to push through the weakness. You're stronger than you realize. And if you just push through that weakness with everything you have, you'll be surprised at what you can do and how strong you actually are. When it comes to team practices, it's so important that you're showing up on time. And showing up on time means being early. So be there a few minutes early and be ready to go when the practice starts. Take everything seriously. Whether you're doing a simple warm-up drill or you're playing a scrimmage at the end of the match, you're there to become a better player and help your team win. So take it seriously and get the most out of every single drill, every single second of the practice. It's okay to have fun with your teammates, but bottom line, you're there to become a better player. So you need to take things seriously. Listen when your coach talks, and more importantly, apply what he says. Be respectful of his time. If he's giving you advice, he wants you to try to do something, you try to do that. If he's talking, you look him in his eyes and you listen to what he's saying. Get the most out of every single drill. Do it with the best of your ability. Like I said, if you're just doing a simple passing drill, that's fine, but you need to focus on giving the best passes that you possibly can. You need to focus on your movement off the ball, being sharp, being light on your toes, really pushing yourself, even if it's a very simple drill. Play to win everything. So if you're playing a little small-sided game, don't be okay with losing. Don't be okay with getting beat. Even though it's a practice, you need to treat it like a game. And if you have that winning mentality in practice, it will transfer over to the game. Spend extra time and do more than others because you want to be better than others. So after the practice, maybe you're doing some extra free kicks or you're working on your fitness when everyone has already left. When it comes to matches, you want to get there early. You want to get there and give yourself enough time to prepare for this moment. And when you're there, just focus on playing your best and helping your team win. You can't control the future. You cannot change the past. You can just focus on being in this moment and giving your best. That's all you can do. So have a good warm-up, a serious warm-up. You're not goofing around. You're focused on getting yourself prepared for this match. Warm yourself up physically and technically, but also mentally, talking to yourself, getting yourself going. During the match, be positive and motivating. Motivate yourself and be positive with yourself, whatever happens if you make mistakes, but also being positive and motivational towards your teammates. Expect quality from others. If people aren't playing to the level that you want, Ask them to do more. Don't belittle them, don't talk down to them, but say, hey, come on, man, you're better than this. We want to win this game. I want you to play well, and I know you can do better. Take responsibility for your performance and be involved in the game. Don't let this game pass you by. You have to make the most of this moment because it's gone after this. You only get to play this game once. So don't walk off the field wishing that you did more. Take responsibility for your performance. If you're not playing well, if you didn't play well at the end of the day, guess what? That's your fault. It's not your coach's fault for not playing you enough or putting you in the wrong position. It's not your teammates' fault because they didn't pass you the ball enough. It's not anyone else's fault. It's not the referee's fault. It's your fault. And it's also your accomplishment if you play well. So take responsibility for your own performances. Be willing to battle for the team and do the dirty work. Be willing to fight for the ball, chase down lost causes, and do the stuff that goes unnoticed. And never give up. Never give up on a chance to score a goal. Never give up and let an opponent run past you. Never give up if your team is losing. Until that final whistle is blown, you need to keep going and give your best effort. You also need to think about how you act away from soccer, just living your life. Realize that this is a 24-hour commitment, 7 days a week. If you really want to become the best that you possibly can and achieve those goals that you said, it's not just what you do at practice or in games. It's what you do every single day of your life. So realize you're going to have to sacrifice certain things in order to achieve what you want. Maybe you can't eat as much junk food or sit on the couch playing video games for 8 hours a day. Be aware of your actions and realize that everything you do has a direct impact on what you're going to achieve. It's either taking you closer to your goals or further away from your goals. So be aware of the food that you're putting in your mouth, the people that you're hanging out with, and the actions that you're making every single day. Let's just review what we talked about in this video to make these ideas stick in your head even more. So first of all, have a plan and stick to it. Whether you're going to the gym or the field by yourself, don't just show up and expect to get the most out of the moment. Know what you want to do and then stick to it. Now with this course, you already have the training program that you're following, so you know exactly what you have to do every day. When you go to the field, when you go to the gym, don't let anyone or anything distract you. You're there to take care of business. How hard do you work when no one is watching? Yes, you may push yourself when your coach is there or your parents are in the stands, but how hard do you push yourself when you're the only one there? If you want to be a great player, you need to learn to push yourself when you don't necessarily have to, when no one expects anything of you. But you need to expect something and expect more out of yourself. Don't stop when you're tired, stop when you are done. So if you're training and you have to do 10 sprints and it starts to get difficult and tiring on the 8th, and that voice pops in your head and says, okay, maybe that's good enough, let's just start walking right now. No, don't stop when you're tired, stop when you are done. And do what you said you were going to do. If you said you were going to do 10 sprints, you do those 10 sprints. Be on time, whether that's a practice or a game. Always strive to be on time and realize that being on time actually means being early. And if you have that mentality, you'll be early all the time, which is great because you can get more out of the moment, you can do more training, you will be more prepared than other players. But sometimes in life, things happen. So if you're always striving to be early and you get stuck in traffic or you get lost, you'll probably end up being on time like everyone else because you were trying to be early. Strive to win in every moment. So when you're in the match, obviously you're trying to win every individual battle. You're never giving up until the final whistle. But also in your training, don't be okay with losing a scrimmage or a simple drill. You're trying to win every single moment because it's going to make you more of a competitor, but it's also going to make you a better player. You're going to get more out of that moment. Be aware of your actions and realize that everything you do, not just in the gym or on the field, but also in your life, has a direct impact on the goals that you want to achieve. So think about every action you take and ask yourself, is this actually helping me get closer to my objectives?